Alright, what's going on everyone out there on YouTube? NES Ruler, welcome to a brand new review. And this time we'll be checking out a film that was sent to me to review by Artsploitation Films. And it's a movie titled Observance from the year 2015. Now if you guys listened to the most recent episode of the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror podcast, you know that JP and Moods just did a review on this film. So I figured why not to come and do a review that correlates with that episode of the show. So, Observance, what are my thoughts on this film? Well, first off the bat, I want to say this is definitely the most challenging and complex film that I've watched since Horsehead a few years ago. If you guys haven't seen Horsehead, it's a very deep and hard film to fully dissect of what's going on. I've watched it twice now and I still have a bit of confusion about what goes on in that film. And this is the same type of an idea. This is a movie that you definitely have to watch a few times to fully understand what is going on. And it's very, it has a very strong voyeuristic mindset that I think that people will be talking about it for a while. Film theorists, I would highly recommend to watch this film because I bet you that they would get a whole bunch of stuff out of the voyeuristic things that go on in this film because it's, like I said, it's purely voyeuristic. It has a feel of the Rear Window, it says that on the back, but it definitely does have a feel of the Rear Window. So I'll get into the plot. We follow Parker. Parker is a private investigator who gets assigned to this job to watch this woman in this old apartment building across the street. So he sits in this old apartment, it's run down, it's gross, and it's nasty. And he has to watch what's going on with this woman across the street. We don't exactly know what's going on with her, why he's ending up having to watch her. It's never fully explained. But I think it's more about Parker's downward journey in his life. Because a lot of shitty things has happened to him. His son died, and that leads to extreme hospital bills. He's extremely stressed about that, having to pay off these over-the-top hospital bills, so that's two shitty things that are happening in his life. Then his wife left him, so that's another thing that's going on in his life. So I really think the film is trying to build upon the downward spiral of Parker as a character and all the stuff that's happened in his life. And as the film goes on, you know, he's isolated in his apartment building for a whole week, and he really has to deal with only himself and his employer that he talks to on the phone every day for a little while, who doesn't really give information. But he's basically just there to stew his past experiences in life, and that ultimately makes him go into a downward spiral. And I think the surroundings around him represent his downward spiral, and ultimately the things that are going on in his apartment, I think, is just things that are going on in his head. It's not really things that are actually happening. I just think that it's his imagination and his psyche that's being played out in the world around him. And I don't really want to give too many spoilers because this film is a highly spoiler type of a film. But like I said, I think everybody would have a different perspective on what's going on in the film. Mood sees it my way, I think, a little bit, and JP sees the film completely different. And he sees it more in a cult type of a mindset, because there's a backstory about this corporation and this wealthy family who's trying to cover up, who tried to cover up this murder that happened decades prior, and he learns more about this murder and this cover up as the film goes on. But I really don't think it's about the cover up and the family trying to make him join a cult or anything like that. I really don't think it's about that. I really just think it's about Parker's psyche and his unfortunate demise, but who really knows? Like I said, I watched this film 2 days ago, and I sat there and I tried to have the film dissect in my mind to try and understand what was going on, and I still don't have a complete and full grasp on the film. Definitely a extremely complex and difficult film to watch, but I have to give the cinematography is great. It's shot in a very claustrophobic sense that we rarely see any long shots in this film. You really pay attention, you really notice that there's really no long shots besides Parker's POV of the camera of him spying on the girl across the way. But besides that, it's really just a bunch of, you know, medium shots of Parker sitting either in the chair or somewhere else in the apartment. it's just him, just extremely close to Parker, and I really think that adds to the claustrophobic and the dread that's going on in his life, and the apartment being so getting close, locking up in Parker's mind as the film goes on, and ultimately it just traps him, and it's really interesting in that sense. And the sound design is really good and everything like that. So like I said, it's a really complex film, so if you don't want a film that doesn't force feed you things, then you probably shouldn't watch this one. But if you like a film that makes you think, and you know me, I love films that make me think, and I watch a lot of films, as you guys notice, I watch a boatload of movies, and to find a film that makes me confused and hurts my mind really doesn't happen that often. So I have to give the credit to the filmmaker that they were able to make a movie that even hurt my mind, and I think it hurts a lot of people's minds also from what I've talked to. So if you want a film that really challenges you, then I think you guys should check this one out. It's definitely a better Artsploitation film than The Perfect Husband, which you guys know I reviewed last month, but it's definitely back to Artsploitation, starting to release some really interesting films. So I recommend you guys check this one out. I don't think it moved me or stuck in my mind as much as, Horsehead or The Treatment, but I still think it's a really solid and interesting film that you guys should check out from Artsploitation. You give this one a 7.5 out of 10. And we just have a preface to Observance on here. That's 3 minutes, and we have some trailers. So not really that many special features. I think a commentary track definitely would have helped this film. And even I would have listened to it, because you guys know I don't really listen to commentary track, but I think it would help on this one, just to try and get a better grasp of what's going on in this film. So that is my review of Observance. If you guys like it, please give it a thumbs up. As well, you can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/NESRuler22. Hope everybody's doing well. I'll talk to you guys soon with another review. Talk to you guys soon.